Hi, everybody. This is Erica, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how I minimized my nasiolabial folds and my marionette lines. Just a little background on me. I am in my late 40s, and probably about maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I started to really notice them. So, like when I'd look in the mirror, my eye would go like straight to like my marionette lines and my nasiolabial folds, and it would really bother me. And I remember like posting on like a chat forum for estheticians. I was like, oh, should I get like a filler or something like that to try to address this? And I guess everyone was kind of like looking at the photo and thinking, well, you've got a pretty full face already, so I really wouldn't recommend that. So I didn't go that route, and I just tried to do practice better skincare. Um, and I did notice that while the marionette lines and the nasolabial folds didn't completely go away, they did minimize dramatically. And I just want to talk about the products that I used, kind of like what my regimen was during that time, and like what I think made the difference. So I have been using the Neogenesis line for about a year, and it is a advanced cellular serum, as they call it, or next generation stem cell serum. It is from actual human donors with healthy skin, which is, I know, sounds a little strange, but I think TNS serum is made from the foreskin of babies. So let's not get into like how strange the sources are um, for the stem cells. But basically, that was, I think, the product that made the difference. So when I added that in, after about maybe 6 months, when I looked in the mirror, I just noticed that my eye wasn't going towards the lower part of my face and kind of being bothered by, this area and this and this and, basically all my flaws. So, um, I definitely attribute it to that. I also attribute it to long-term tretinoin use. Well, not long-term, but long enough term that I think it actually has made a difference. So I use tretinoin, just the generic version, 0.1%, and I apply it about 5 nights a week. Some would say that's too high, but my skin has acclimated to it very well. And the other thing that I have been using is collagen peptides. No, this is like a collagen protein, but when you look at the ingredients, it does list them as collagen peptides. I don't think the brand so much matters. They say that hydrolyzed collagen peptides are the best thing to use, and there's growing evidence that collagen peptides ingested, not applied topically, but ingested, does have an impact on the skin. Just basically firmness, minimizing some of the fine lines, things like that. So there is growing evidence, and they're starting to support that. I think that just diligent use of sunscreen is so critical. So you can be doing 100 things to your skin, and if you are not using sunscreen, you are basically just erasing everything that you're trying to do. So sunscreen is going to protect you from, if you're using a broad spectrum sunscreen, that's one with UVA. So I use a high zinc oxide sunscreen. I'm allergic to chemical sunscreens. I use mineral sunscreens only, and I've really taken to the Versed or Versed sunscreen that's sold at Target because it's lightly tinted. There isn't a white cast, but it isn't like heavily tinted so that you can actually see like a change in pigmentation or anything like that. It just kind of is very light and kind of eventually kind of dissipates into the skin. It has kind of a slight yellow cast to it. But I do apply that, and that has like about 20% zinc oxide. So one of the misnomers is that like the higher the SPF on the bottle, the the better sun protection you're getting. And you are getting sun protection, but what it's measuring is the UVB rays. So those are the burning rays. It's basically measuring how long it would take for your skin to burn if you were like outside, without sunscreen versus with their sunscreen on. You also have to look at the back of the bottle and make sure that it has a high UVA protection as well. So that is something that I have been doing diligently, probably since my early 30s, and I'm now in my late 40s. So I also was using an LED mask, and I was using the Skin Gym mask, which I haven't heard much about, and I ended up returning it. I picked it up because I could get it at Ulta, and it was cheaper than most of the LED masks that you can find on the market, but I quickly figured out why. The frustration that I felt with it was um, it immediately started having trouble with like turning off and on. If even when it was fully charged, it started having problems with just the charger itself. I couldn't get the charger to work, so I'd have to like jury rig it and like set it up so that the charger would actually set. But I did use that LED mask. I used it on the red setting, which is the anti-aging setting, for about 2 months before I returned the product. So I don't know if 2 months is too soon to really attribute anything to the LED mask. I have ordered the Omnilux mask, and I'll give you an update on what I think about it versus the Skin Gem mask. I would like to give that about like a 3-month trial before I have like an opinion upon it. But I do believe more and more as an esthetician in LED light therapy and what it can do to basically, it basically gives the skin the illusion that it's being injured. And it's not. It's not like UVA rays that are like aging the skin. But that promotes collagen stimulation. So I would wear it for about 15 minutes every morning. And I would often use a serum with it, an antioxidant serum with it, just to kind of boost it. And so those are the things that I did that minimized my nasiolabial folds and my marionette lines, which are something that definitely plague us as we get older and we start noticing them more and more. So that was just my advice, and have a great day. Bye.